Hi everybody, Don Peterson here from the Swing Factory Golf Studio in Roswell, Georgia. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today about top of the swing and position of the club, position of your arms and wrists, alignments and things like that, because it's really important to have your club aligned and your arms and your wrists, everything aligned properly at the top of the swing for a proper downswing. There's a lot of people, and myself included, we teach people how to rotate back and how to rotate through. But if you don't have the proper alignment of the club at the top of your swing, your rotation through the ball can cause things to go haywire. I'm going to give you an example. If I were throwing a spear, back in the prehistoric days, we used to have to, throw rocks and spears and things to kill animals in order to survive. But if I were going to throw this spear, it helps for me to line the spear up in the direction and then to cause a motion that would send that spear straight at my target. If I were to misalign the spear at the top of my backstroke and then try to give it a swing, you can see that the misalignment caused a poor path of the spear and an ineffective throw. So let's do that again with a bow and arrow. All right, so it helps with a bow and arrow, and many of you might have seen, I've got some other videos out there, and one of them is Mo Norman's bow and arrow analogy. And Mo used to talk about the body's a bow and the arms are arrows. So here we've got a bow and arrow, and it helps for me if I get there's a little alignment aid here, and it helps for me if I understand the bow and arrow to pull the arrow back and to keep it aligned when I shoot towards my target. And obviously, the same thing applies here as throwing the spear. If I have the arrow kind of misaligned and I try to shoot it, obviously it doesn't go in the direction that I want it to. So if your body's a bow and your arms are arrows, and it makes sense for me to get to the club to a proper position at the top of the swing before I let go and rotate through and propel the arms and the club towards the ball, because if I don't have it lined up right at the top of the swing, chances are I have little chance of getting back to a proper impact position. So what I want to do is I'm going to go through a series of videos, and this will be paid for content. It'll be on my, if you go to swingfactory.com or to donpetersongolf.com, you'll be able to find it there. I'll be producing these over the next month or so not all of them will be ready, but you can look at some of my other content. But what I want to do is I want to get in depth as to what you need to do in order to get your arms, your elbows, your wrists, and the club head. You got a shaft and the club head. We've got so many variables here, and that's what makes it difficult to get this club aligned properly at the top for a good positive downswing. And what I mean by positive downswing is we want to be able to use our body correctly, and I like using the body correctly from the ground up with proper footwork. There's a lot of pros on tour actually who bring the club to impact without proper footwork and without proper turn through the ball, but they've done it enough and they're physically gifted enough that they can get the club back to some sort of an impact position that works and they can play good golf. But most of us can't do that, so it helps for you as a golfer, a student of the game, or an amateur. It helps for you to understand the proper principles and then apply them correctly. So what I want to do is, again, go over all the variables. You've got wrist positions. You've got grip. You can have strong versus weak grip. You can have neutral. And your palms can be facing differently. You can have opposing palms. There's all kinds of variables. Your elbows, they can be pointing a lot of different directions. And as you swing back, your arms, you can have lift or you can have no lift. So there's so many variables that I want to have a series of videos talking about just how to get the proper top of the swing position. And I think this will help all of you, especially in your quest for getting a better game for the rest of your life. So tune in and check out these new videos at swingfactory.com or donpetersongolf.com.